This is Nat Ryle with the Inside Outlands podcast, and we're going to keep going with our new player tutorial series here. So first, let's just cover the actual interface, and I'll dive in a little bit to the client and assistant here. So you probably see this screen first. A couple things you want to do is pop this bar out here, hit the red button, and you get your whole bar. All these are hotkeyed if you want to. Get your paper doll up. And then right here is how you get to the ClassicUO options. So click the options button. And now here you're in the client options. Really quick thing you want to do is go to video and always use full size game window. So if you do that, hit apply. And there you go. Now it looks full screen window. If this isn't Outlands, you want to make the status gump Outlands. You can mess with the light levels. Like you can click the light level here, drag it down. And now you got some lights. If I get to a light source here, you'll see. Actually bring it down to even more. There, now it's like nighttime. Pretty cool feature. I usually like to play with a little bit of darkness. So I see lights, maybe around there. But you also can get full brightness. The aura under feet is a really neat feature. So if you turn this, I usually use war mode. Hit apply. And now when you go into combat mode, so all these people have blue aura, so they're blues. They haven't like attacked a player or gone gray or red to where you can fight them. So it's kind of a neat feature for when you're in a dungeon or in the field PvP. What else? We go to general. Here's where you mess with the FPS. Typically with ClassicUO, because it changes so fast, you'll want to run through all the options every time there's a big update on the launcher, just to see like what new features there are. So if you have a 144 hertz monitor, you could drag that all the way to 144, or just drag slider all the way over, or keep it at 60. And there's your 60 FPS right here. So if you want to close this, you just right click it. Or you can hit the debug button right here. I like highlight game objects on. So if you come in here, it starts to, I think it's to highlight something. Let me hit apply. There we go. Now you can see the little pink cursor. Kind of helps select people too. You can see it makes them pink. The original client doesn't have this on, so the original client works with it off. So when you put your mouse over, there's no highlighting. So you may or may not like this. It helps me though. Let's see, always run. So now you're always running when you move. Typically with that off, if you have your cursor next to your guy and you move, he walks. As your cursor gets further away, he starts to run. But you can make that always run if you like. Let's see. Hold tab for combat. I don't like this. I like that off. And then that turns, when I hit tab, I cycle in and out of war mode. So it's like a cycle key instead of a hold key. Highlight by state, you'll want that on. This uses the standard skill button. So if you click your skill button over here on the paper doll, there's the original UO client skill menu. And if you uncheck this, you get the fancy, this is less features, but you can try them both and pick which one you like more. We'll go back to the standard though. No color for object out of range. So this is a neat feature for helping you set up your UI. So we'll turn this on for a little bit and we'll shut it off. So you can see now that it's what it draws for player interaction is colored, and what is only the map is grayed. So you want to put all your UI elements in the gray area so that you won't interfere with players and monsters. So you basically want to put everything in the three corners. Down here will be where your info comes from the game in the bottom left. So you pretty much have the top left, top right, and bottom right. Grid loot. I think I might have got ahead. Here we got show incoming new mobile corpses, show incoming new corpses. You'll want these on. And as people come into your window, it'll show you their names. And then grid loot, you have grid loot only in both. So this controls what happens when you loot something. So I like both. We'll probably show you that in a later video, but you basically will see the coffin of the corpse, and then like a loot menu where you can click the loot and it comes to your bag. Circle transparency. I like this off, but you may need it on sometimes. So I'll turn it on. I'll show you. As you get in something, you see it starts to make it transparent. So you can see, so like if I got behind this thing here, you normally can't see yourself. So if I turn that off, see, I'm gone. If I turn it on, I can see me and the things behind it. You can probably leave this on all the time if you play with it lower, like a 2. It's a little less intense there. And these are basically various hacks to the art that are kind of baked into the client. So you can hide roof tiles. Those go away. Trees to stumps. Trees go to stumps. You can take away the vegetation. All those go away. The cave tiles, we're not in a cave now, but it'll give you a grid layout instead of a cave. So this might be good for PvP because you can quickly see when you're pathing what to go around. I'll turn all those off for now. These aren't required. Plus the game is prettier with them off. Show HP. I put this online. And then hit apply. And then now you'll see a little HP bar. When you update the ClassicUO, there will be a show HP line. And it'll only show it when the percentage is low. Which is nice because it'll auto hide the HP bar. And when someone's health dips, then you'll see the HP bar. That's a feature coming. That's one thing to keep in mind. I'm on Alpha 11 here, and the client's updating so fast with features. So, close health bar gump when Bobo is dead. You want that. So, let's see if I pull someone's bar, hit Control Shift, and you can see everyone's name. And you can drag his name right off. Now I have his bar. If I was to kill Kinelm, when he dies, this bar would disappear. And this one's cool. Show gump size. Put that all the way to max. Apply. And hit the window. Now this window here is extra long. Zoom is a very cool feature. So enable zoom. We can do release control. There. Now when I hold down control and I mouse scroll, zoom way out, see all the map. Or you can zoom way in. Pretty neat. And there we go. Black and white for dead player. You want that on. That makes it so when you die, you see the ghost screen. I showed you light levels. Macro tabs. A good one is the buff bar. It doesn't. Sometimes it comes up by default. Sometimes it doesn't. So hit new macro. Buff bar. Go to the drop down menu. We're looking for toggle buff icon gump. And then, I don't know, I'll give it some crazy. Control Shift T. Checkbox. Apply. Now when I hit Control Shift T, here it is. Our buff bar. So I'll put that like that. And as I get buffs, I'll kind of scroll this way. Let's see. Fonts. I like this one, but try them all out. Pick the one you like most. And in the new ClassicUO, you actually can tell it what kind of font to use, Unicode or ASCII, and they look quite different. And I like this one in Unicode. Speech. This is a very, very cool feature in here that you definitely want on. That is activate chat after enter pressing. So with this off, chat works the normal way. So as you type things, it'll stay up and it won't deactivate your macros. If you set a macro to 1, 2, 3 or Q, when you type Q, it'll fire your macro instead of instead of talking. So if you do this and have all this checked, now when I hit enter, it disables all macros, including macros from Razer and macros from the client. And so you can just talk normally. So even if I have hotkeys to 1, 2, 3, ASDF, I would still be able to send that in the game and talk normally. And then after I hit enter, it re-enables the macros automatically. That makes it work like a modern game. So definitely want this on. Counters are very cool. So enable them, highlight unuse. This controls when it kind of notifies you they're low. And then you can control the size of it. You can do 2 rows, 8 columns, whatever you want. You can mess with this. And then here's your counter bar. And to get things on your counter, I'll just drag things right from your bag onto the counter. Let's see if got anything else worth putting in there. Not really. And place that. I usually have mine at the top. And then experimental. Here's a lot of times they dump things that people are kind of testing with that aren't quite ready. I've done some testing with all this, so it's pretty easy to use. I like auto doors, auto open corpses. You can't really change your range. That's done by the server. And then I like it to be when I'm not hiding. Because when you're hiding and you open a corpse, it unhides you. And some people may want not targeting. That's so if you're in combat, it's not going to pop corpses in your way. So you could do both. Or just do not hiding. All right, enable drag select to open health bars. Turn that on. And controllership, pick one. And then I like it with humanoids only. If you want to use it for monsters, you would not have humanoids only. And then now when you hit control and you left click and drag, just like in Windows, it'll open bars up. So let's say I'm going to get these guys here. There, I got the Rock, Fire Girl, and Merc. So now you have 3 bars just by control and dragging. Pretty neat stuff. There's an anchor system in ClassicUO, so you can take one pulled bar, another pulled bar, and drag it. And now they're anchored. Now all 3 anchored. And you hold down Alt. Here's your lock keys. So I can unlock this one. Now he's free. Right click to close it. Or you can just right click to close, hold on Alt, and then right click and close all of them. And another experimental feature, containers open near point of origin. And that will kind of pop things up near where you interact with them in the game. That's really it for the basic features. Just run through this whenever you get a new update. Find the new features, play around with them. So the UI setting here, first we want to get a map up. So the top bar here, we'll just run through these real quick. Hit your map, double click the map to make it big or small. Put that in the corner. Drag that guy right there. Paper doll. So if you don't see your paper doll, hit the paper doll. And then I usually like this in the top left. Inventory, that will bring your bag. So you can either double click your bag right here, or you could click inventory, or you could use a hotkey. And I like the bag right there in the corner, down here, or up here. You want to keep it in the gray space, so you have all the space to use just wherever you want. You'll have multiple bags too, so you could have 2 bags down here, 1 bag up here. Journal. So typically things scroll in the bottom left and they disappear, and the journal kind of stays up permanently. Not very user-friendly, this. There's no way to filter messages like only see guild and party, but maybe in the future we'll have that. And then nothing in chat. I already showed you the debug. I tried to get rid of this. And then help menu. This is where all the cool features of the Outlands are. So you can check out your server ranking, see how much gold you farmed, show your ranking. I haven't farmed any gold yet, so You can see your player stats, which is very neat. What's going on with your armor and weapons and your DPS and swing speed. So you'll find a bunch of stuff in here later on. So run through here real quick. Options, there's log out, nothing with quest, how to get your skill gump up. Guild tab. So if you get an invite from a guild, here's where your invitation will be to join and accept them. And then status bar. It's a very big status bar. I like to keep it usually in the corner. And the latest ClassicUO, once it gets to Outlands and out of testing, there's a slim status bar you can use to this big giant one. But this is very useful, so hide that in the corner. And that's really it for the UIs. Basic interaction is right click to close. You can drag things around. The contextual menu, you can left click once and you get a contextual menu. Control Shift brings up these characters here, and I put at the top left, I can change my Control Shift from all to NPCs, items, mobile, and corpses. So like when I'm in all, you can see this barrel. When I'm in mobile, you only see the players and NPCs, and then items I only see the barrel and the bulletin board. And then mobile, this lets me see players and corpses, but not the barrel on the bulletin board. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the assistant. So far, all we've messed with is the client and the in-game UI. So open up Razor. It should be in your Windows start bar somewhere. This is the assistant. It lets you interact a little more with your client. So you have various tabs, and you'll have tabs within tabs. So if I go to General, there's General and Filters. If I go to Options, there's Speech, Targeting, Additional, and Friends. So back to the General tab here. Here's where your profiles are. You can make a new one. I could call this Demo Guy. And then now this profile is unique to Demo Guy. Hit save. So options, you want to run through a couple of these here real quick. We don't want auto open doors because that's being controlled from in here. We're messing with this stuff in here. You want auto unre-equip hands for potions. That way when you hit your potion hotkey, it will auto take off your shield or weapon, use a potion, and then put it back on. We don't want this checked because that's been controlled by ClassicUO, not the assistant. You don't want things to overlap. It'll make things a little buggy. There's lots of deep things in here. We'll kind of show you in the future. There's arm and dress macros, and there's agents. Go to scavenger, buy agents, organizer agents. I'll kind of show you how to use all that later. You could go to your skills, see what skills you have. Macros. You can record macros. It's pretty easy. Hit the new button, give it a name, hit record, do things in game, and you can play the macro and assign them a hotkey to play automatically. I'll show you more of this later. The hotkeys are very important though for initial setup. You can come through here and find things in the game you want to mess with. You also could just search. So potions. There we go. You definitely want a heal potion. So give it control 1. Give it a modifier and a key. Give it cure 1. Control 2. So now if I hit control 2 in game, it's going to take off my shield over here. I'll do it again. Watch it up here in the top left. It takes off the shield, tries to drink the potion. I'm not poisoned. Puts the shield back on. We want a bandage macro. So there is bandage self. You could assign that. You could assign use bandage. We'll make it B and set. So now when I hit B in the game, it brings up the target cursor, and you can target yourself. You can target another player. and it starts trying to, that Bing is not damaged, so he's not hurt, but it's trying to apply the bandage. Kind of the initial rundown over Razor and ClassicUO. We'll do a little more in-depth dive to show you macros and agents and a better hotkey setup perhaps. And next time we will actually go into a dungeon and do some fighting and make some gold. All right, thanks everyone.